What's up everyone, it's me, the action figure freak once again, and today I've got you the S.H.Figuarts Renji Abarai from Bleach. I just started the Bleach unboxing series, so like the next 2 weeks you will see another two SHF Bleach unboxings, so Kenpachi and Byakuya are in the coming. But for now, I would say let's just stop the talking for a second and get this thing opened. Okay, here he is right out of the box, giving you a quick 360 as always, before I put my fatty fucking fingers all over the figure. And I gotta say, I just took it out of the box and didn't look at it much, but I already seen some stuff that looks pretty promising, really cool. And yeah, for now, we're just looking at the 360 at first, and then we look at the articulation and accessories and all the details around the figure. So yeah, let's go. So for the articulation, what do we have here? Starting off with the head joint, which is pretty nice, or even over the head joint. Just before putting the figure on the twisting turning table, I've seen his hair is actually articulated. We got a pin up there. So let's just take that hat off for a second and see how much it works. And okay, not much, but think about one thing. If that hair would be stiff, I think his head articulation could lag because of that. Here we got a neck joint, doesn't move that much, but isn't as loose as on the Ichigo figure I opened last week. And inside of here we get another neck joint, another point of articulation for the head. And as you can see, the long hair doesn't bother that figure as you would think normally. I think that's a really good solution. We had a lot of action figures on that channel that have issues with the long hair, like almost every Thor figure, even the Mafex one. And I think that's a really good solution. That's probably the future of long-haired action figures, or at least I hope so. Then we get these SHF butterfly joints, so these little wheels inside of here. These are really good for posing, I would say. They kind of hide the joints under there. Can play around with these, but I'm not too much into these. That's like probably my 10th or maximum the 15th SHF. Mostly I'm more into Marvel Legends, as you know. But yeah, let's continue. We get ball jointed shoulders, which is pretty good. We get the biceps triceps swivel up here. Okay, these are one jointed elbows, and we have no swiveled elbows on these, which is a little sad. It feels like there is a swivel inside of there, but it doesn't really work to move. The forearm can actually swivel around inside of there, but this doesn't add anything to the articulation, or not much. It's just the ankle. The forearm is in, but it's pretty good that we got it still. Then we get the hand hinges, where you can decide if these should be horizontal or vertical, so you can twist these around and pose the hands into any direction a human hand could, or mostly at least. We get the upper chest swivel, which moves pretty good and also really good to the front, as well as the lower hip swivel. So that one adds a lot. That's really good. We get the ball jointed legs. These moving pretty good, and holy shit, how thick is the ball joint inside of there. That's actually crazy. We get these swivelable legs here, and they actually can tilt into different directions just a little bit. We get one jointed pinless knees. I already said that on the Ichigo review. I'm not a too big fan of these. SHF is getting into cloth parts more and more, and I can understand when they didn't want to do the pants in cloth form because it wouldn't match the upper body, but I think they went pretty okay with it. But like a lot of angles don't really work if you look at it. What else do we have? We have no shin swivels, but we get the twistable foot hinges as well as toe joints. So I would say all in all, it's a pretty decent articulation for an SHF. It's pretty okay. So the big question, what do we have for the accessories? First up, the biggest one. It's absolutely beautiful. It's Zabimaru, his sword, his Bankai version sword. It looks absolutely amazing. I thought they could fuck this up pretty easy, but it looks absolutely perfect as it should. I hope, I don't see it happen, but we get with the SHF Luffy an accessory pack for these stretchable arms. Something like this for Zabimaru would have been pretty awesome, but as I said, I don't see that happening. What else do we have? As you can see, not that much, but also good amount of accessories. Let's take the normal sword out of here. So this is the handle that connects to the holster here. That's obviously the non-Bankai version, and that actually goes onto his belt. So if he takes out the sword handle, you could easily display him with the holster here and the sword in his hand. I think that's a pretty neat feature, really cool, and also that it's slightly articulated for poses and stuff, that you can pull it out of the way. What else do we have in here? Here we get not even 3 sets of hands. That's a little sad, but 2 opened relaxed hands, 2 grabbing hands, of course, and 1 flattened out open hand. I don't see the reason behind that, but it's pretty okay. And then we get 4 face plates. So here he is with a kind of mean one, his basic look. Here we get the kind of selfish, I don't know how to put it, but you see a pretty okay, amazed, amused face. Here we get the shocked one, the shocked screaming face, as well as an angrily screaming face. I'm gonna put these in a few seconds on. For the details on that figure, I have to say, sadly, the same as on the Ichigo. There isn't that much detail. Mostly we get here these pretty nice shoes. The pants are fully black and we get these linings here. Yeah, mostly it's just the big ass cloak. What I think is pretty nice, they put the white into here because these ropes mostly are opened inside of the arms, which is pretty nice that we get the detail. I think the sword and the holster is also made pretty good. And overall, the mold all over the cloth parts is pretty nice. It looks as it should. But the best parts are actually, here on his chest, these 2 stripes. These are actually molded on and not just painted. Then we get these stripes here on the neck, as well as on the Ichigo. We had some there too. These are actually molded too. But the most detail is, my opinion at least, in the head. So as you can see, the hair looks really amazing. I don't know how hard it must be to mold hair, but we actually, as mentioned before, we get that swivel on the hair, that joint. It's looking pretty nice. So let's try to change the face plates. You just pull it out down there. So not as on the Ichigo version. So let's see, what faces do we have here. Starting off with the screaming face. Yeah, here. That's pretty nice. Oh, and I just seen both hair parts are individually movable. I haven't seen that at first. Also pretty nice. But yeah, that looks pretty good, I would say. Next faceplate, what else do we have? The angry screaming face. Let me pause this for a second. Like that. Here's the angry screaming face. That looks really nice, straight out of the anime. Next one. Yeah, here's a pretty basic one. it's also good. Don't get me wrong on that. And here's the last one. That one could straight out of be out of Baki. It's just that I'm gonna kill someone face, but yeah, it's looking pretty nice. I really like it. For the rating 1 to 10, here's a pretty quick pose, nothing too special as you can see. For the rating, I would give this figure a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's a really nice figure, but the only things that's stopping it from a 10 is simply that one version of the sword. He also uses in the anime the normal sworded version that's in the holster before he uses the Bankai. I think that wouldn't have been too hard to make. As mentioned earlier, the pants and the lack of hands. A few more would have been pretty cool, or effect pieces, anything like that. There would have been a little bit more space in the box. And the arm articulation. I think they could have upgraded that somehow, but I understand it's a little hard to make it with all that cloth pieces here to get it done in a real action figure mode. But yeah, all in all, 8.5 out of 10. And since that's pretty much all for today, I hope you could all like and subscribe for more like this. Have an absolutely awesome day, and now it's finally time to say, action out!